The Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, he expects to start for the Browns in 2025, adding, quote, "I'm not going to be there to hang out. I want to go play. I'm excited. Been working hard for it, taking it a day at a time." This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com. 1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH. This is Sports Daily with Jacob Albrock and Tommy Kester.
It's Sports Daily on a Monday here on KFH Radio. I am Brandon Zenner in for not one, but both of Tommy Kester and Jacob Albrock. A fun Monday it is going to be. My coworker Rachel Halm is going to join me later this hour. Going to be with us the rest of the 2 hours as we look back at what was a epic, dramatic weekend in all of sports. Max Powers producing this thing this morning. We are powered by our friends at Prairie Fire Coffee on a morning like this, where my TV obligations last night, we go on late because of the Masters going into a playoff, pushes everything back by 40 minutes, means that the television news isn't ending until almost 11:30 last night, and that 6 a.m. morning call, it hit this morning, but thanks to our friends at Prairie Fire, these 2 hours are going to be absolutely nothing. We have a lot that we are going to get into. The Masters ends in absolute dramatic fashion. Rory McIlroy walking off that green, going to all his family, his friends, all of the patrons there watching everything that just unfolded over the last 4 days. And it ends with him standing outside the Butler cabin, outside the clubhouse, says, "I got to go get a green jacket." He finally gets it after 14 years of having to wait since 2011 when he nearly won his first Masters, but he completes the career Grand Slam. We're going to get into that. The Royals beginning a 10-game road trip. I went back and looked at the entire schedule for the year, as tough as any stretch that they will face all season, and it comes just a couple weeks into the year. They start that 1-2. We're going to break that down. Kansas State, they are underway for football practice in the spring. Also, the portal is heating up. The voice of the Cats, Wyatt Thompson, is going to join us in the next segment as we break down all things. Plus, Serena Sundell, one of the best women's basketball players to ever come through K-State. She is in New York City tonight for the WNBA draft. We'll get his thoughts on what she means to the history of the K-State program. Plus, the NBA, the final day of the regular season, drama in the last game. We get overtime between the Clippers and the Warriors, and now we have the NBA playoff brackets. Much, much more to get into as well. The Shockers also making a portal edition. Just an absolute great weekend of sports. We're going to have it all covered for you over the next 2 hours right here on KFH. Max Powers, as I said, producing this thing. Max, drama was at an all-time high this weekend. How much were you loving that?
Rory needed the old Billy Barule for that one on the 18th. He had quite a posse with him. Took him like 20 minutes to get to the clubhouse.
Jim Nantz is so good. He does it better than anybody of just letting the moment talk on TV. There was a lot of moments to let speak after Rory has his masterpiece to complete the career Grand Slam. He hugs his caddy. He hugs Justin Rose, his Ryder Cup teammates. And then it's just elation on the green. And then, just minutes upon minutes. I think it was almost 6 minutes of just silence. Hearing that crowd talk, his daughter Poppy running into his arms. Man, that was awesome. That was such a scene.
No, was that day at the end was that Day that gave him a hug at the end too as he was going?
Yep. Jason Day was towards there. I mean, there was a lot of his fellow competitors that were up there to welcome him. Rory, I mean, this is a guy that he could have had the career Grand Slam wrapped up back in 2014. He's only the sixth guy to ever win a U.S. Open, the Open Championship, PGA Championship, and the Masters. He had all other three won by 2014. He's only 24. You're thinking this is going to be a guy who's going to chase down double-digit majors, and he's going to have a chance to put himself into the likes of Tiger Woods, of Jack Nicklaus and whatnot. Instead, it's been 11 years of moments just escaping him. We know what happened last year at the U.S. Open, the missed putt on 18. Bryson, the up and down from the bunker. He ends up winning it. And then it all comes full circle yesterday. Bryson in the final pairing with Rory McIlroy. And things took a quick heel turn. I mean, Rory double bogeying the opening hole. Bryson having a lead by the end of two. But then by the time that they're walking off the fourth green, things turn around quickly. Rory all of a sudden has a 3-stroke lead. And he was able to hold on for dear life the rest of the way. He did have he put a ball in the water on 13 after laying up on the par 5. He says, I'm just going to play conservatively. Instead of hitting the middle of the green, he puts it in the water, double bogey. And next thing you know, Justin Rose has the lead. But Rory, there was a couple more putts we talked about it, Max, that were just on the edge. He could have had it buried in regular before going into the playoff. But just an amazing moment for Rory, an amazing moment for golf.
The one that was on the edge of the cup.
Yeah.
Somebody should have blew something up trying to kill a gopher somewhere. Or jump up and down and make it fall in.
We love a Caddyshack reference on a mooring. It's one of those moments that I was thinking back to last night while putting everything together for TV obligations. That's certainly, I think, down the road, that's going to be a moment that I think back on. I remember where I was in that moment. It's not often I have to hold back some tears in sports. 2019 Masters, Tiger winning it. I definitely sobbed a little bit while sitting bar side at Country Club back in my old job in St. Joseph, Missouri. Finished up a round, and I got to see the final 6 holes and getting to see Tiger lift his hands. Man, that was special. That's going to be up there as well. And then just other moments that you think back to. You remember where you were 28-3 when the Patriots come back in the Super Bowl. I mean, just unlike anything we've seen in Super Bowl history. You think of LeBron's chase down block, Game 7 against the Warriors. I think just when you put together the entire story, Rory on Sunday, the Masters, where we're seeing a little bit of a replay here on Get Up on ESPN this morning. Just the way that everything came together. It seemed like it was going to be a repeat of his entire career yesterday, slipping away. And it looked like that. It looked like Justin Rose was going to win this thing at one point in this tournament.
Yeah, that was a short putt he missed on 18.
Yeah,
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So would you consider the Masters like the championship, like Super Bowl, World Series, and everything else? The other tournaments are like ALDS.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you the Open,
to golf,
U.S. Open, yeah.
The Augusta is the Super Bowl of golf. It is. It's a golfer's destination. I think of our coworker Tommy Castor, who was there yesterday.
Oh, he was.
He was.
Here we go.
And he texted us texted Tommy and I right after the round concluded. And he said, besides marrying my wife and having my children, fellas, this is the greatest day of my life. He was on 16. He was on television when Justin Rose made the putt on 16 to take the lead. And then he was there for the playoff, and what an epic playoff it was. Rory is finally a Masters champion, and he has the career Grand Slam. We're going to get into much more throughout the morning. As I said, we're going to talk more Masters. We're going to talk Royals. We're going to talk Wichita State Hoops making a portal edition as well. But coming up next after this break, the voice of the Wildcats, Wyatt Thompson, should be joining us as a busy time up in Manhattan. We'll see what he has to say about everything. You're listening to Sports Daily on Monday here on KFH Radio.
66 counties, 4 regions, and 1 weather team that you can trust. Find Storm Team 12 every weekday at 5:30 on the KSCW. Whatever the weather and wherever you are, Storm Team 12 is zooming in, going zone by zone to give you a more in-depth look at the forecast and some science behind the storms so you know more. We're focusing on the forecast so you can focus on what's important to you. Storm Team 12 Weather Focus, 5:30 on the KSCW.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea.
With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite, or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
It's the canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
When you need help, remember, you're not alone. We are here. We are neighbors. We are together. We are Kansas. We are 12 News.
What is GMFB Overtime?
It's Peter, Jamie, Kyle, and Akbar breaking down the NFL 5 days a week.
It's okay to be excited.
It's this, that, and a whole lot of... Oh! It's football for everyone.
Weekdays at 10 a.m. on KSCW.
Are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Make yourself known now.
831001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea.
With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite, or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Welcome back into Sports Daily. I'm Brandon Zenner with you this morning. As I said, Rachel Hallam will join us later. My coworker over at Channel 12 will get her thoughts on all things sports. Max Powers in with me producing this thing as we roll through with you on a Monday. Jacob and Tommy will be back tomorrow morning. Jacob enjoying some family time over the last week. Tommy enjoying some time away from his family, unfortunately, at their expense, but a Master Sunday that he certainly enjoyed down at Augusta. They're going to be back, and I know that he's going to have all sorts of stories from his Sunday experience inside of Augusta National Golf Club. So, yeah, make sure to rejoin them tomorrow morning, beginning at 7 right here on KFH Radio. We continue to roll on, though. Myself, Max Powers producing this thing. And let's make the switch over to Royals talk as we roll through here. The Kansas City Royals in the midst of a 10-game road trip as we wait for Wyatt Thompson to hopefully join us. We'll get some K-State Wildcats talk if he is able to join us in this segment. But the Royals, we know it was a slow start to the year. They finally get the 2 series wins in their last homestand. The Orioles, they are able to take 2 of 3 from them. And then they roll into another home series with the Twins. And the Twins looking about as disastrous as any team so far this season. One team that was expected to be there right in the hunt for the AL Central. It's still super, super early. I mean, we're talking about 16 games, 15 games a lot of these teams have played. But the Royals, they were able to get 2 big series wins against teams that are definitely going to be in the AL playoff hunt before they hit the road for a 10-game stretch that I went back and I did the math. I went and looked, broke it all down last night. This stretch, it's going to be as tough as any the Royals play all season long. 3 games in Cleveland, 3 games in Yankee Stadium, 4 games in I don't even know what they call the Tigers Stadium anymore. It used to be Comerica Park. It's not Comerica. I don't believe. Maybe it very well might be Comerica Park. I don't know. Besides the point, the Detroit Tigers are not the Detroit Tigers of old. They are for real. Get to the playoffs last year, and 4 big games with them to end this road trip. And the Royals, it was a clunker of a start, beginning with Friday. They lose 7-0 to the Guardians. I mean, when you're losing 7-0, not much of anything is going to go right, and that's how it was. Chris Bubich was good until his final inning of work. He ends up getting pulled. He gave up a 3-run homer in the 4th, and then Chris Stratton comes in and he gets shelled in his 1 inning of work in the 8th, basically to the point where it said, "Yeah, we're just going to let you work through this. We're going to save the likes of Estevez, Urseg. We're gonna save them for when we need them in a game." The Royals lose that one 7-0, just 5 hits, 2 of those by the way of Bobby Witt on Friday, and not much else to write home about. And then go on to Saturday. And the Royals, they fall 6-3, fall to 7-8 in the season, and that secures a series of loss against the Guardians. And Michael Renzen, it was kind of almost the exact same story, just with a little more offense from the Royals side as the Friday loss. Michael Renzen, pretty solid. He gave up in the end. He gives up 3 earned runs, 7 hits, 4 Ks, 5 2/3. Again, this is the Royals' 5th starter. You'll take. He has a 3.71 ERA on the season. You'll take that if you're the Royals because again, you're supposed to be your worst starter, and he's pitched pretty well this year. He ends up giving up 3 runs, just not quite a quality start with the hits allowed, but still enough that the Royals, had they got the offense early in the game, they should have been able to maybe pull out a win there. Vinny Pasquantino had a home run to give the Royals the lead, and then 6 unanswered for the Guardians between the 4th, 1 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, and then they had 3 more in the 8th. As I said, about the same story. That time it was Sam Long coming out of the bullpen. He needed 32 pitches to get through the 8th inning, and he ends up giving up 2 hits, 3 runs. And the game was over at that point. The next day, Sam Long goes on the injured list. Are those two correlated? Probably, but not great news after Hunter Harvey also goes on the injured list this past week. That was maybe the Royals outside of Estevez and Urseg. We talked about it, myself and Tommy, with Jalen Thompson last week. That was supposed to be this team's setup man. That's looking at like your 7th guy, your 7th inning guy, Hunter Harvey. Get it to Urseg and Estevez. Both of those guys are on the injured list right now, Sam Long and Hunter Harvey. Hunter Harvey should be back just on the 15-day IL, Matt Quattaro was saying, but it's mild enough. The grade 1 teres major, back of the shoulder. They're going to be okay. He should be back probably after next week. Nothing too serious. So the Royals, they start with 2 losses in Cleveland. You're thinking, oh, boy, how bad could this road trip get? We talked about, if you're 5-5, even with Jalen Thompson, myself, and Tommy talked about it. They get to 5-5 on this road trip. That is an absolute win against these teams. Well, they do get one back last night, 4-2 win against the Guardians. And, man, Kansas City fans, you have yourself an absolute gem in Cole Ragans. He goes a career high 7 2/3. Matt Quattaro alluded to it after the game last night that, well, he was dealing with some hamstring cramping there in heading into his final inning of work, heading into the 8th. And he let Q know, hey, I'll let you know if it starts to pop up again. It did pop up, but just some cramping should not be any more of an issue going forward. And you better hope not, because, man, is this guy nails. He only lost 4 hits, 1 earned run, 10 strikeouts in a 4-2 win. And that 10 strikeouts, that means 3 consecutive games now, 3 consecutive starts where he has fanned double-digit batters. That's only the 2nd Royal ever to do that. The other one by the name of Kevin Apier. And Cole Ragans gets his first win on the season. His 34 strikeouts leads all of baseball. His ERA, 2.28. Well, if he can carry that into the end of the year, he's going to be probably at the top of the AL Cy Young talk. He is certainly going to be looking at one of the best ERAs by any starting pitcher in all of baseball. 2.28 might get it done as well. Probably will. But he goes 7 2/3, 89 pitches. Again, this is a guy that can go over 100 pitches. But it's so early in the year, the hamstring cramping again. You have Urseg and Estevez who hadn't pitched yet this series. They're fresh. So they bring on Urseg. 5 pitches, strikeout, get it to the 9th. Estevez, 3 Ks in the 9th inning. And he has been absolute nails as he gets his 5th save on the year. And the Royals save what could have been a nasty sweep to begin this road trip. Again, Cleveland, New York, Detroit. They managed to save a game, win it 4-2 in an epic fashion by Cole Ragans. This is a guy who's still only in his 3rd season with the team. He comes over in the trade for Aroldis Chapman, who goes to the Rangers. The Royals bring him in. He was sort of trying to figure out what is his role in Major League Baseball. He'd worked out of the pen. The Royals say, we're going to have you be a starter. And it has been, nothing short of, the Royals win this trade. Aroldis Chapman, one of the best closers in MLB history. But what Cole Ragans has given this team from the day that he joined the fold has been nothing shy of spectacular. Last year, in his first full season, he goes 11-9 for the club with a 3.14 ERA. The year before that, he splits between Texas and Kansas City, made 12 starts for Kansas City. He came over after not starting a single game for the Rangers in 2023. But his first year, 2023, 5-2 with a 2.64 ERA. And that's when Royals fans are sitting there and saying, man, who is this gem that we have in the back of the bullpen or back of the starting rotation? This is nice. He goes in, opening day starter, spearheading the trio with him and Seth Lugo, Michael Wacha atop of the rotation, and he turns in an absolute gem of a season last year, a WAR of 5, and cementing himself as one of the best pitchers in baseball. And the way he has backed it up in this campaign through 4 starts, an ERA of 2.28, a WHIP under 1, 34 strikeouts, as I said, leads Major League Baseball. But opposite of that, the best part, 4 walks in 4 games. 4 walks in 4 games by the lefty out of Crawfordville, Florida. And that includes back-to-back games now where he has gone 5 innings. He's allowed just 1 run, and he has not issued a walk in each of the last 2 games, which is now over 13 innings of work. And the Royals, they have themselves something special atop this rotation. Let's hope it's not going to be a situation where he doesn't get the run support that he deserves, like we've seen for years and years for Royals pitchers. It was looking like that early in the season. He didn't get the loss when they lost back on opening day in extra innings, but he did not get the run support until late. And then in his second start, he fall 3-2 in extra innings. And his third game, they win just 2-1. And you're sitting here thinking, is this going to be a guy who just has to go every single time he's in the rotation, every time his spot comes up? Are the Royals going to give him any support? Well, they haven't really just yet, but that's also been the story for Royals baseball so far this year with their offense, because as great as the rotation has been, as great as Cole Ragans has been, it's been about the absolute opposite for this offense. Still early. Things have a long, long way to go before we put the nail in the coffin on this Royals offense, but they have to get it going, especially this week where they're going to go play the Yankees now for the next 3 games. And that's a team with nearly 30 home runs already in half that games. And they're going to be able to put up some runs. They're also going to have a chance to put up some runs. The Yankees have 26th best ERA in all of baseball. I think it's 4.7. So a chance for the Royals to really put up some runs these next 3 games. It would be great to see, because it has not come about this past week. 7 games against divisional foes, as I said, with the Twins and the Guardians. Their most runs scored in a game was 4. They didn't win a game by more than 2 runs all week either. Every win was by either 1 or 2. And you just don't want to see that all year, Royals fans. 1 run wins, 2 run wins. We want to have some fun watching this team. We want to watch them go out and crush opponents 7-1, 7-0. Go get the job done. But it has not been that type of season so far. 7 games, maximum of 4 runs scored, no wins by more than 1 or 2 runs. And it's because, as I said, this offense, Vinny Pasquantino, when he's not getting sack fly RBIs, he really has not done much of anything this year. He had a home run over the weekend, a 2.18 average for the 3-hole hitter. And it only gets worse from there. Salvador Perez, the 4-hole hitter, hitting 213 on the young season. And just have not come together. He has some of the worst strikeout rates in all of baseball, and it's been bad to see. Michael Massey, who a lot of promise for him late in the year, a year ago. He comes in, you think he's going to be your everyday second baseman. He is on the Mendoza line, a flat 200, and that's not going to get the job done. Hunter Renfroe gets the start yesterday. His batting average is just $128. That's okay. The outfield, the rest of the outfield, yeah, pretty solid. Oh, wait. MJ Melendez, 0.77. That's not going to get the job done. Kyle Isbell, center field, he has been pretty good. He had 3 hits yesterday, bumped his average up to 282. But again, that outfield, oh my, you need the likes of Mark Canada. It would be nice to have his bat around. He was batting 360 before he goes down with that injury. But injuries happen, and that's what happens. The Royals lose their best offensive piece in the outfield early in the year, and not great because, again, the outfield batting $128, 0.77, 282 between Renfroe, Melendez, and Isbell. Now, Maikel Garcia, he gets over in the 3 spot yesterday. Another injury I hadn't even talked about yet. Jonathan India, he comes in. He's going to be your leadoff man. He's going to be a guy who can play third base. He can play second base. He can play in the outfield. Wonderful. Well, he left Saturday's game with quad tightness. Maikel Garcia does the leadoff yesterday. He gets 3 hits, 2 RBIs. He had the 2 RBI double in the 5th that gave the Royals the lead for good. They hold on. He gets his batting average up to 300. That's positive. He's a guy that's going to be able to steal some bases. He's going to have some pop to his bat, and some positive regression for him as well. Bobby Witt, he is batting over 305. But as a whole, the Royals offense, when you look at their ranks, they're bottom 5 in the league in home runs. I think they're second worst in the league in all of home runs. Average as well. Bottom 5. They're not getting walks. They're not striking out terribly at this point in the season, but just not the numbers that you do wish to have. But you expect the guys like Vinny Pasquantino, you want him batting closer to 260, 270, long season ahead, but 218 is not going to get it done. When he's not getting sack flies, he's not doing much. Salvador Perez, his bat is going to come around. He will start slow sometimes. He's going to have some stretches where he's going to bat over 400 for 2 weeks. He's going to give you 5 home runs in that span. But 213 so far when he's not even catching every day. Freddie Fermin caught last night. Freddie Fermin batting $143. Not going to get it done. Not enough on most nights. But when you have Cole Ragans who fans 10 and just continues to do what he does, well, that's going to be enough to get it done on hopefully more nights than any. Matt Quatrero said after the game, you're going to take a start like that any day of the week, whether you've been on a losing streak, whether you've been on a winning streak. It don't matter. Well, you'll take it, especially twice on Sundays. Cole Ragans, over 30 strikeouts the last 3 games. Just something special we are watching as now they head into Yankee Stadium for 3 games. Again, 3 games with the Yankees, 4 games coming up with the Tigers as well. It is a big, big week. They have one other 10-game road trip. It doesn't come until the second half of the season, but it doesn't compare into this 3-game stretch. Oh, again, who knows? These teams might turn around, and it might end up being a tougher road trip when you look at August. Beginning August 1st, the Royals have a 10-game road trip at Toronto, at Boston, at the Twins. And now that I do the math, it's actually only a 9-game road trip, but nonetheless, 3 straight series on the road. Toronto having a surprising start to the season. Boston, they have a lot of money and a lot of arms. Who knows what they do after the season? Minnesota, who knows what they are in August. But the Royals, 1-2 to start the road trip. Again, at the Yankees tonight. You can catch the game here on KFH Radio. Coming up after the break, we're going to continue diving into a busy, busy weekend of sports. Talk some portal. What does it mean for the Shockers? What does it mean for the Cats? What's ahead for KU? We'll talk about it next on Sports Daily.
66 counties, 4 regions, and 1 weather team that you can trust. Find Storm Team 12 every weekday at 5:30 on the KSCW. Whatever the weather and wherever you are, Storm Team 12 is zooming in, going zone by zone to give you a more in-depth look at the forecast and some science behind the storms so you know more. We're focusing on the forecast so you can focus on what's important to you. Storm Team 12 Weather Focus, 5:30 on the KSCW.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea.
With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
It's the canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
When you need help, remember, you're not alone. We are here. We are neighbors. We are together. We are Kansas. We are 12 News.
They say,
What is GMFB overtime?
It's Peter, Jamie, Kyle, and Akbar breaking down the NFL 5 days a week.
It's okay to be excited.
It's this, that, and a whole lot of... It's football for everyone.
Weekdays at 10 a.m. on KSCW.
Are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Make yourself known now.
310-01 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems
Why are they hiding it?
and real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea.
With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K-96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW. KFH.
Max, I found a friend for us on a Monday morning. It's Rachel Howland, my coworker of School News, join me on a Monday edition of Sports Daily here.
You couldn't help it. She was on standard time.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I can understand because
I am from California, so I was just thinking about that.
I'm California.
And live in Colorado.
And live in
My
Colorado.
time zones are all over the place.
And then now been with us at KWCH for over a year now. Rachel, glad you could join us this morning. First, you're new to the program. Tell people a little bit about your background.
Yeah. New to the program, new to radio in general. It's the first time I've done any radio, so excited to be here. Thanks for having me. Went to Colorado State. That's where I got my journalism degree, and have been broadcasting sports ever since then. So yeah, it's been a passion of mine, and Brandon can tell that too. It's been good to be here in Wichita, like you said, just over a year now, and kind of getting the groundwork still.
And you can tell when someone's passionate about sports, Max. When you learn the teams that they root for and they're still passionate about sports.
Okay. About to throw me under the bus here. I already know where this is going.
Coming from the Minnesota Vikings fan, the Minnesota Twins fan, the Minnesota everything fan, I haven't seen anything notable happen in sports in my entire life other than covering Super Bowls and the Royals as well. Max, since she's from California, what would you venture her teams that she follows are? She's a Chargers fan.
Wow.
Yeah, well, they started in Los Angeles in the States.
Yeah. I wasn't obviously around when that was happening. I've been a San Diego Charger fan for a while, and that transition was rough. Oh yes, it was. But it was Qualcomm. It was classic. Come on.
I have a cool Qualcomm story.
Yeah, seriously though.
I took a senior trip in high school with a buddy and his family to Del Mar, spent the week in Del Mar, and we went and watched a Real Madrid soccer game against Chivas back at Qualcomm Stadium, and fans stuck in fireworks and were shooting off mortar from the top section. Police came in and arrested a bunch of people, and I got to see Cristiano Ronaldo in person and score a goal. So that was that was pretty cool. Other than the fireworks getting set off in the middle of the game from row Z up in the top level.
Yeah, my parents went to San Diego State, so they have some horror stories with Qualcomm as well. They were very ecstatic to see that stadium get a new stadium, so to speak. So
yeah, so Rachel, glad you could join us this morning. It was just an incredible week in sports as we had talked about the Royals getting a win yesterday. More drama unfolding in the transfer portal for college football and basketball. You have Tennessee's quarterback deciding he's not worth $2.4 million. He's worth over $4 million. So we're going to see where Nick Imaleva plays next. But we both talked about it. The Masters yesterday. We broke it down a little bit in the first segment. Rory finally completing the Grand Slam for his career. It looked like it was going to slip away. But yeah, at the end, he was crying, and I think there were a lot of tears just by sports fans in general.
Absolutely.
By the time it all ended yesterday.
Yeah, I think I was talking about it yesterday. As somebody who is pretty much an empath, watching him scream cry into the ground after he made that final putt, I was on the verge of tears myself. It was nice to see him finally get that after 11 tries for the Grand Slam, and that was just an incredible moment for everybody, golf fans everywhere.
Yeah, he had the other 3 legs of the Grand Slam done by the time it was 2014. He was 24 years old. We're sitting here in 2014 thinking this dude is going to blow Tiger's records out of the water. And then since then, he's had like 5 second-place finishes in major championships. He has all these top 5s. He has a lot of missed putts in the last 6 years, too. He just hasn't played his best golf. And he didn't play his best golf yesterday either. It was he mentioned in the press conference after, I had 4 double bogeys. I don't know if there's ever been a Masters champion to ever have 4 double bogeys. And I think I saw the stat that you can't have more than 2 double bogeys in the tournament and be a champion. I think I saw that dating back to Tuesday, but he didn't have his best golf, but that was absolute theater. And when he needed to make the birdie, on the first playoff hole. He did.
Yeah, he doesn't love some free golf either. I mean, he had that terrible start. He talked about how awful it was to start that third round, and then he had such a great middle stretch of that day. And for him to kind of lose that 4-stroke lead that he had towards the end too was definitely nerve wracking for anybody that was rooting for Rory all day. But for Rose to kind of maneuver his way in to tie it and force them to go into the playoff was pretty incredible. And again, you just said it already, that was just art. That was just beautiful to watch, and just the ending couldn't have been more perfect for anybody who's just a golf fan, really.
Yeah, as a guy, I've always enjoyed Rory. I've always liked Rory. I've never been maybe rooting for Rory to get it done. Now, I was a guy, I grew up, Tiger Woods was my favorite golfer ever. I still like Rory. I enjoyed watching him do good, but I didn't necessarily root against him. I rooted against Phil Mickelson for a long, long time. I rooted against Bryson DeChambeau for a long, long time. Those are golfers that I've now come around on. I don't have anyone I necessarily root against. I don't really Patrick Reed. I don't really care for him, but he's on Team USA, so I gotta empathize with him. But for Rory to get it done in the way he did, again, he comes into the day with a 2-stroke lead. He's trailing by the end of the second hole, and he's up by 3 strokes somehow by the end of the fourth hole because Bryson DeChambeau
I was just going to say, can we talk about Bryson? Because he crumbled so quick.
Yeah, for a guy, you're watching him go to the first tee box. Bryson DeChambeau, Rory's already out there standing for a couple minutes. And Bryson, he does love to play head games. He's a slow golfer. He's a methodical golfer. He's going to take his time over every shot. He's going to take his time over every putt. He took his time getting to the green. He's going to the first tee box, hyping up the crowd, shaking all their hands. As Rory's just standing there waiting to tee off, he's like, I think we missed our tee time, guys. Come on. And Bryson was in his head the first 2 holes. And then something happened, and DeChambeau absolutely crumbled and went from 11 under after 2 to he was 7 under after 11 holes. And just crumbled.
Yeah, it was crazy to see the difference in his pretty much just emotions from when he did take the lead over Rory, and then maybe 2 holes later he was down bad, and you could just tell you already mentioned it. He's hyping up the crowd when he's out there. He is a man of the people. He loves to get the crowd going, and you could tell that he was really feeling himself when he did take that lead over Rory, and then all of a sudden everything changed. I don't really know exactly. He even talked about it afterwards too. He said he doesn't even really know what was different for him because he was trying to play the game that he knows how to play, and all of a sudden it wasn't working for him in any aspect.
And he's also a guy, he says he's a man of the people, and that includes he wants to be a man of the golfers that are around him. And he said after the round yesterday, doing post game or post round interviews, did you have anything to say to Rory in the clubhouse? Did you talk to him? And he says Roy didn't talk all day long. Talk about that for head games. That Bryson, the guy who wants to be there hyping up the crowd, he wants to have more energy than anybody on the course. And you're thinking after the first 2 holes, man, this guy is in Rory's head. Rory got to say thing to him all day long.
Yeah, and then you see in the playoff, he and Justin greet each other. They're all for it. They're ready to face off against each other. So that difference is just incredible. It's crazy to see just how different it was for each of them to be playing with each other.
Yeah, Rose definitely one of the guys that Roy looked up to as Justin Rose being an older guy, a Ryder Cup teammate for so long. But yeah, to be able to, Rose even said it after the Masters yesterday. Obviously, I'm out there. I want to win, but to be on the green, I told Rory to be on the green to witness a career Grand Slam. It's only the 6th time it's ever happened in male golf. I mean, that had to be such a cool feeling. And for Rose, 10 birdies in one round is not win is absolutely gutting.
He had the game of his life. That was incredible.
Yeah, to have 10 birdies in one round, one of the best rounds we'll ever see at the Masters. It's just we got the drama we wanted. We got the drama that we deserved for all the hype this week, and it's a Masters that's going to go down in the record books.
Yeah, I still want to know what's going through Rose's head, though. I mean, we've talked about it already. He's been here before. This is the exact same outcome he's had in the past. I want to know just I know that Rory also was going through that in his career as well, getting so close and yet so far. I want to know what's going through Justin's head at this point. Just he's been so close over the years, and he almost had it this time as well. And so it's definitely got to be tough. But I mean, again, it's Rory, it's a friend of his, he's been playing for so long, so I know it's fun for him to be out there as well.
And Rose is the guy who had the lead after the first 2 rounds. He was looking invincible. I struggled a little bit on Saturday, on moving day, and then had early birdie. He had 2 early birdies on 1 and 3 yesterday, and then but when you have 10 birdies and you don't win, it's because you have some bogeys. He fell back to 5 under, and then he goes to 6, goes to 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Birdies 18 with like a 35-foot putt. We eventually go into the playoff. He had the lead there, but the 3rd time now. He's finished 2nd at the Masters. The last time there was a playoff, 2017. Justin Rose fell short. That's just gutting.
It's gotta hurt for sure. But you and I talked about it this week and even yesterday. I mean, we knew that Rory was going to take it after we saw Poppy hit that putt in the 3-part contest. That was when I knew this was his year.
Yeah, that was really cool, and it just brings a light to Rory, the competitor he is, the winner he is. But he also has such a light side to him, and he walked into the press conference yesterday after the green jacket ceremony. He sits down and he says, I want to start this press conference with a question myself. What are we going to talk about next year? There's no more, will Rory ever win the Masters? Will he ever complete the career Grand Slam? 14 years after his implode in 2011. He had a 4-stroke lead back in 2011 as a 21, 22-year-old. 4-stroke lead, ended up finishing 10 shots back of the winner, going 79 on that day back in 2011 in the final rounds. But Rory's finally is champion. And now we sit here wondering, Bryson, he has only 2. Is he going to get another one? What about Scotty? Is he going to be able to take down a career Grand Slam? And
speaking of Scotty, too.
Other people.
Yeah, and speaking of Scotty, too, I mean, he kind of looked a little uncomfortable in that green jacket ceremony when they first started yesterday. And I know it was an emotional time for Rory, but it was just funny to see Scotty because you know that he wanted to have that back again as well. And so that's always got to be the toughest thing, to have to kind of let go of the reins and hand over the crown a little bit.
That is one of the most unique things in all of sports. Is that the green jacket ceremony for the Masters, it's last year's winner, no matter the situation, is there to present the green jacket to this year's winner. You could have just had the 2 worst rounds of your life. You could have lost if he had lost in the playoff. Think how awkward that would have been. But it is really cool. Scotty, he had won 2 of them already. He's going to win another Masters soon. I'm sure of it. Those were probably the 2 guys on top of the golf board right now, Scotty and Rory.
I don't know. For me, it was also really nice just to see a new champion, somebody that hasn't won it before, because I know we've had a lot of repeats in the Masters throughout the years, and so it was nice to see that there was a new name to be added to that stone.
Yeah, and especially when the name is Rory McIlroy, making golf history with the career Grand Slam. That'll do it for hour number 1 here on Sports Daily. Brandon Zenner, Rachel Heilman here with you. Coming up after the break, we're going to make the move over to college hoops. The Shockers make a portal edition. What's next for K-State? We're talking about it next on Sports Daily.
This is 97.5 and 1240 KFH, Wichita, K248.
66 counties, 4 regions, and 1 weather team that you can trust. Find Storm Team 12 every weekday at 5:30 on the KSCW. Whatever the weather and wherever you are, Storm Team 12 is zooming in, going zone by zone to give you a more in-depth look at the forecast and some science behind the storms so you know more. We're focusing on the forecast so you can focus on what's important to you. Storm Team 12 Weather Focus, 5:30 on the KSCW.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. but let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea.
With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
It's the canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
When you need help, remember, you're not alone. We are here. We are neighbors. We are together. We are Kansas. We are 12 News.
They say,
What is GMFB overtime?
It's Peter, Jamie, Kyle, and Akbar breaking down the NFL 5 days a week.
It's okay to be excited.
It's this, that, and a whole lot of It's football for everyone.
Weekdays at 10 a.m. on KSCW.
Are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Make yourself known now.
310-01 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems
Why are they hiding it?
and real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea.
With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issue a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K-96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH. This is Sports Daily with Jacob Albrock and Tommy Kester.
No, it's not.
I was going to ask you, who are you? You're Jacob or Tommy?
So I'm
You
Tommy.
tell me. I want to know.
I don't know.
Either way, it's a compliment. Tommy and Jacob are grade A pros. It's a Monday edition of Sports Daily here on the KFH Radio, powered by Prairie Coffee, second consecutive hour here. A long night because of Masters pushing back how long it had to be in the 12 noon studio last night. Got out there about 11:30, and Noah and I had to be up at 6 a.m. to be here. We did not sleep the best for whatever reason. Probably didn't help that I was drinking coffee still at 11 o'clock last night to get me through the night. But we're back. We're drinking coffee again this morning. So thanks to Prairie Fire for fueling us each and every morning here on Sports Daily. Brandon Zenner, Rachel Howell of 12 News with you. Max Powers producing this thing. We talked a lot about the Masters and the Royals in the first segment. Now, the first hour. Now we're going to move on to the transfer portal that just keeps producing, specifically in college basketball. Rachel, I'm going to lead you to a list of names, and I want you to say what they all have in common. Quincy Ballard, Corey Washington, Bijan Cortez, Ronnie DeGray, Xavier Bell, Justin Hill, Harlan Beverly, AJ McGinnis, Zane Meeks.
Oh, I wonder where this could be going. They're all shockers who are leaving Wichita State.
That is right. Those are all guys that were on the roster of Wichita State basketball a year ago under Paul Mills, and they are no longer on the roster.
Mm-hmm.
And you might be thinking, that is a lot of people. That is a lot of people. The Shockers, as of last week, before they made their first addition to the portal, and then Giannis Bamba also leaves. They were left with 34 points on their roster from a year ago. No, not 34 points per game, 34 points in what we're talking 35-ish games. That's how many points they're bringing back. Among that, 0 starts. Yeah, so a lot of work to do in the transfer portal for Paul Mills.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting offseason. Well, he calls himself Portal Paul, so we have to keep giving him that credit. He might be able to do something in the portal come time for it. But this is just an insane roster that they have left remaining. I mean, it was just one player after the other that just kept leaving Wichita State. And now it's almost a completely new program that they're going to have to be restarting for next season.
Yeah, Quincy Ballard, since he's moved on, he's committed to he's going to go play for former Shocker head coach Chris Jansen, Mississippi State. Corey Washington, we expect a decision from him sometime in the near future. Looks like, if I had to bet, he's going to end up at Texas A&M with TJ Cleveland, not our friend TJ Cleveland, former Wichita State assistant TJ Cleveland, leaving and joining the staff under Sean Miller at Texas. I have to guess that Quincy Ballard, it looks like that's going to be a favorite spot for him. But the Shockers do still continue to make some moves. Early last week, they had Karan Boyd, the former SoCon Defensive Player of the Year. He's going to be more of he's going to score on cuts, he's going to score on putbacks, he's going to score in transition. That kind of player, but he's going to be great for perimeter defense. And then this weekend, they continue to add one of the best three-point shooters in the entire country, UNC Greensboro guard Kenyon Giles out of UNC Greensboro. He started 2 years at Radford, 5'9". So you got to figure he's probably going to give up a little bit on the defensive end, but still, I think the kind of player that the Shockers need to go out and add after the shooting works that we saw throughout the year.
Oh, absolutely, and that was a huge difference in their gameplay, especially in the AAC conference tournament and later just in the season. I mean, that was such a struggle for Wichita State. So these two really are going to be a great addition to what kind of they've been missing this whole season.
Yeah, Giles, it's interesting when you go look at his career. He started at Radford. His first year, he averaged 8 points a game. That's respectable for a true freshman coming out of high school and into some big-time college basketball. And then he makes a transition. His second year, more experienced, didn't have the best shooting numbers. He only shot 30% from three, averaged, though, 14 points per game. You'll take that from this guy. And then he makes the move to UNC Greensboro, and something clicked with this man from deep. He goes from 30% shooting from three to shooting better than 40% from three, and that's among the best marks in all of college hoops, and he had just some pretty ridiculous numbers. I broke it down last night on 12 News. He had 8 games, 4 or more threes. He had 9 games with 20-plus points, which is the opposite of Crum Boyd. Crum Boyd had one 20-point game last year. He had plenty of double digits, but he's more of a, I'm going to go get you 8 points and 7 rebounds kind of guy. Now, this is a guy, Kenyon Giles, that he can shoot the lights out of the ball, and something that the Shockers desperately needed because I don't know if they have a 3-point coming back on their roster.
No, and you already said it. I mean, this is something they desperately needed, but it's interesting to look at the fact that he was in the transfer portal for almost a month before he even was having these conversations with Wichita State. And you would think that, like, based off the stats that you're giving right now and just the player that he is somebody that you would want on your program. And so it's just crazy to me that he was in the transfer portal for as long as he was. And Paul Mills, being portal Paul that he is, made a good decision. Hopefully we'll see how it turns out in the regular season.
And again, he's 5'9", and so when you start to build out this thing, they still have I think 5 or 6 spots open on this roster. So there's still plenty more work to do. And they just need one experience and they need size. Their biggest player coming in is Noah Hill, a freshman out of here at Sunrise. He's only 6'8", but he's a true freshman, or you can really trust him to start. I don't even know if he's really a center. They need a center, a guy like Quincy Ballard. They need more size. So right now, when you start looking at who can we possibly slate into starting spots, you're looking at Keandre Kendall. He's an All-American coming in from Barton. He's also under 6 foot. He's listed at 6 foot, 6'1". I've interviewed him. I'm not sure he's quite that tall. So if you have him starting next to Giles, who's going to be 5'9", you're going to get some steals, but that's a lot that you're giving up on the defensive end. Boyd, he would probably come to be a starter like a Corey Washington Light. I would think he's going to come bring that sort of energy and some of those intangibles. But still work to do as far as building out this roster. But that's what the portal season's for.
Yeah, exactly. They have some time. They can take time right now too. But like you said, there's just way too much on this roster that they need to fill in for the coming season. And hopefully they can get some size when they get into the transfer portal as well.
And our friend Taylor Eldridge, always good about a guy commits, and he is getting the interview with them one way or another. And bringing the stories for you with the Wichita Eagle. And he told Taylor, Kenyon did, that Paul Mills has coached some of his favorite point guards that he likes to watch. Max Asmith at Oral Roberts, then went on to go play at Texas. Pierre Jackson played under Paul Mills, and Paul Mills was an assistant at Baylor. This is a guy who is going to be efficient on offense, and he's going to bring some big three-point numbers, and Wichita State struggled to do that. We saw games where they had 2 3-point makes, where they had maybe 5. This guy's going to chuck 7 attempts a game if he continues his numbers. But still a good addition, and I'm excited to see how he fits with Paul Mills.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to see what else Mills can do in the portal as well, and just to kind of build this roster that he kind of has a clean slate with now. I mean, he has so much room to do anything that he wants with this new program, and it's going to be interesting to see what we can see next year. I mean, Wichita State had a good couple of runs in this last season, and they did show some promise. But again, it's those threes that they were really struggling with, especially late in the season. So this is going to be a great addition for them.
They struggled to make the 3, struggled to defend the 3 when they were on their little losing spell at the beginning of conference play there through the early part of February as well. This is a team that started non-conference great. Their only loss early was until they lost a random game to UMKC. They lost to Florida. Florida went on to be okay. They won a national title. There's nothing wrong in losing to Florida. Don't want to lose to 40. That's another story. But they ended the year strong. They start the year strong. Now it's all about putting it together. What, in your opinion, do the Shockers need to do the rest of the portal?
I mean, they need size. We've already talked about that. I mean, losing Quincy Ballard is going to be a huge loss for these Shockers. He's just a force under the basket when he needs to be. And then defensively, he's just incredible as well. So they definitely need somebody that's going to be able to guard the paint as well, and just as well as Quincy did, really, and as well as he did offensively as well. I mean, him under the basket is just going to be something they're going to miss. So they're definitely going to need size up there and the aggression that he had as well.
They did have some size in this weekend. Monmouth transfer Jared Valencia. We saw him play against the Shockers early in the season. That's a guy who's 7'9" with a wingspan that's even better. He's not a center. He will be more of a 3 or 4 really athletic guy who can do a little bit of everything. That would be a good get for the Shockers, but still 5 spots to fill. And they have a lot of unproven players on their team, 3 incoming high school guys and 2 others that didn't really play last year. So still work to do for Paul Mills and company. You're listening to Sports Daily here on a Monday. Brandon Zenner, Rachel Howell, Max Powers introducing this thing. Continue with you right after this break.
"66 counties, 4 regions, and 1 weather team that you can trust." Find Storm Team 12 every weekday at 5:30 on the KSCW. Whatever the weather and wherever you are, Storm Team 12 is zooming in, going zone by zone to give you a more in-depth look at the forecast and some science behind the storms so you know more. We're focusing on the forecast so you can focus on what's important to you. Storm Team 12 Weather Focus, 5:30 on the KSCW.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea.
With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite, or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
It's the canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
When you need help, remember, you're not alone. We are here. We are neighbors. We are together. We are Kansas. We are 12 News.
What is GMFB overtime?
It's Peter, Jamie, Kyle, and Akbar breaking down the NFL 5 days a week.
It's okay to be excited.
It's this, that, and a whole lot of It's football for everyone.
Weekdays at 10 a.m. on KSCW.
Are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Make yourself known now.
310-01 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea.
With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite, or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issue a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K-96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Welcome back to Sports Daily on Monday. Brandon Zenner, Rachel Hallman with you. Max Power producing this thing as we continue to roll. And again, Tommy and Jacob will rejoin you tomorrow to talk about Royals, Yankees. They're probably going to start looking forward to maybe some NFL drafts. You know, Tommy's going to talk about the Masters, Max. I mean, you're going to have probably at least one full hour of Tommy stories tomorrow, Max, as he comes back from the Masters. But we continue to roll on here, and it's a big night for one of the best players we have ever seen, one of the best athletes we have ever seen come through K-State University. Story that we do want to touch on. WNBA draft tonight at 6:30 on ESPN, and we already know who's going to win number 1 overall. It's going to be Paige Beckers, one of the best women's basketball players we've ever seen come through college, capture a career at UConn with a national title. But local ties here as well, because K-State is going to be there loud and proud in New York City for the WNBA draft. Serena Sundell, one of 15 players invited to be there and hear her name called in the WNBA draft. She would be the 12th player to ever come through K-State and end up in the WNBA. Ayoko definitely could be if she wanted to, but she's had all the injury issues, and can't blame her for deciding that she wants to temporarily hang it up, and I think it personally is pretty good. But Serena Sundell, one of the best players we've ever see come through Kansas State, she is going to hear her name called tonight and be there in New York City, Rachel, which is just, I mean, what an honor.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's hard for us because we've watched her her whole really career here at K-State, and just watching her this last season, incredible. And the way she's progressed throughout her years in Kansas State. And she's just one of those players that we obviously have watched all this time, that we think that she could be one of the best, if not the best, in the WNBA draft. But I mean, obviously, Paige Beckers, that's an easy take for anybody. And it's crazy to me though to see Serena Sundell as far down in mock drafts still at this rate.
Yeah, there is a lot of talent, and I mean, some teams have bigger needs than others. I mean, Serena Sundell is the kind of player you can plug and play at any position. She's got good size, she can defend, she can shoot, she can get to the rim, she can dish it out. There's so much that she can do. I was looking at mock drafts last night for preparation for Sports Sunday on KWCH, and the Athletic has her going 9th overall to the Sparks. I saw USA Today has her going 11th overall to the Minnesota Lynx, which I would be pretty happy about. I'm not really a jersey guy, but as a Minnesota fan, I probably get that jersey.
Yeah,
I've known Serena since her freshman days in high school. I covered her. And from the moment I saw her as a freshman, I was like, this girl is going to be really good. She's going to be really good in college. Didn't know she'd be an All-American. Didn't know she'd be going to the WNBA one day.
Didn't know she'd break every record in Kansas State history.
Exactly. So, selfishly, I am rooting for her to go to the Lynx, or just go as high as she can. So another one that had her going early second round which is crazy because she is so talented. But she's gonna be a force and have a chance to have a really long WNBA career.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you already said it. There are several that we have seen that she goes early second round. I think the latest that I saw was Atlanta Dream at like 18.
Yeah.
And so, again, I just think it's crazy to see her drop that far. Not saying that is very far because that is still high up in the WNBA draft, especially with this year's incredible draft class that they do have in front of them to just pick and choose from. But I still think she should be at least first round, in my opinion. Obviously, like I said, we have watched her for a while, and we have some bias there. But yeah, I do think that she should be in that first round. But you never know. Anything can happen in this draft tonight.
And I'm sure we'll get to see whenever the red carpet everything starts. But I'm sure Jeff Mitty is going to be there with her, the women's basketball coach at Kansas State. A big piece of bringing her there. I'm sure some of her teammates are going to be there as well. It's going to be an amazing time in New York City for Serena Sandell and company. Again, expect to hear uncalled in the WNBA draft. Hopefully in the first round, but who knows? You never know with these things. Again, there could be trades. It's a wild thing, these drafts are. We'll see it next week with the NFL draft getting underway next Thursday. But one of the best players in the history of Kansas State women's basketball. And then also now moving over to the Kansas State men's basketball, we talked about the portal just this last segment with how it pertains to the Shockers, and we talked about having to replace some pieces. I mean, there's no difference up there in Manhattan for Jerome Tang's squad. He has the likes of David Gasson and Max Jones and Coleman Hawkins all on their way out. There was Brendan Housen to the portal, who was a great shooter. Didn't give you too much on defense. Hadn't his best offensive season yet, but he decides to go back in the portal. We'll see where he lands. I know the likes of Illinois, Iowa have been in touch with him, so we'll see where Housen goes. But they do bring in one of the nation's best scorers, Abdi Bashir Jr. from Monmouth, a guy who averaged over 20 points a game. He had 10 threes against Rutgers. He's a guy who showed out against every single team he played, 20 against Michigan State. Scored north of 25, 11 times when you're having to replace the likes of Gasson, and you're having to replace the likes of Coleman Hawkins, Max Jones. They're bringing back Doug McNeil, David Castillo. They have a couple other freshmen incoming. Tyreek Smith transferred in midseason from Memphis. Didn't get to play for the Wildcats last year because of the transfer rules and whatnot. But, I mean, this is a guy that we talked about it with who Wichita State has gotten so far. If you're a Cats fan, you have to be ecstatic about a guy who's going to go average 20 points a night.
Yeah, I think I would be okay with that. Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's nothing to really complain about right now. Obviously, there's a lot of people leaving, a lot of people going, a lot of people coming too. So it's a chaotic couple of months for any basketball fan, but especially for Kansas and for K-State.
And just trying to keep track of who's on the way.
Yes, exactly.
And you have all these people coming in to visit. You're like, wait, I thought he already committed somewhere else.
Yes, exactly.
And K-State does have a lot of work to do in the portal. They, as I said, they just get Monmouth guard Abdi Bashir Jr., who's a long guy, a 6'7" guard, a wingspan that is longer than that. He can pull from three. He can do quite a bit of stuff. That's a good gift for him. But replacing the likes of David Gasson, Coleman Hawkins, you got to figure next is we got to find a big man because they have Yenso. Wyatt Thompson told us recently he's surprised that he wasn't in the portal yet.
Yeah.
But you got to think a big man is around the corner for K-State.
Absolutely. And also adding to that as well, I mean, Brandon Hawson entering the transfer portal, you already talked about that as well. I mean, they're losing some key guys. I mean, Brandon was one of those guys that could hit those threes for him when they really needed it. And obviously he wasn't the big man for them as well. So they are still losing that size, and they do definitely need to find something in the portal as soon as they can.
Yeah. And so when you look at their key pieces now centering around next year's Wildcats, you have Doug McDaniel, who had an amazing stretch when they were at their best. The final 2/3 of the season, really before the final 5 games, they had that 6-game winning streak where they beat 4 ranked teams. Doug McDaniel was at his best in that span. I think Jerome Tang was at his best coaching in that span. So you're happy to bring back Doug McDaniel. it's good that he is. I mean, he could enter the portal for all we know today, tomorrow, sometime before the 22nd. But getting him back, you had Abdi Bashir Jr. David Castillo showed some things as a freshman. He still has some growth to do. CJ Jones was a great piece. He came off the bench, was a really solid player for them, transferred in the last year. But outside of that, you have a couple freshmen incoming that who knows how much they're going to contribute. Not top 100 guys by any means, but so still work to do for Drum Tank Company.
Yeah, and I'm going to be interested to see kind of who takes over that leadership role too, as well as we go into this next year. Because yeah, exactly. You had so many of those guys that were those leaders this last season, and you could tell by the emotions that they had after the Big 12 loss and everything, and not making it to the NCAA tournament, that this was going to hurt, and this is going to hurt them as they continue into this next season as well. And you lose some of those guys that had that emotional support and connection and leadership for this program, and it's going to be hard to fill those shoes.
Yeah, so we're going to continue to stay in touch with what Drum Tang is doing. They should have probably about 5 spots to fill as well, and everything is very, very fluid. They have money floating around at K-State. They're not afraid to go out and spend it, as we saw last year with Coleman Hawkins and the reported money that he was getting in NIL. That's an attractive landing spot with Drum Tang bringing that group to the Elite Eight his first year. Got to imagine they're going to have 1 or 2 more big splashes in the portal as they continue to build towards 2025, 2026. And K-State KU under Bill Self has had quite splashes so far as well. Maybe none bigger than keeping Ford, their own center, who didn't get the playing time he wanted as a freshman. I'm not sure what his guardian exactly expected. He's going to KU and 100 seasons already there. It says after the season, I don't want that kind of season to happen again. I'm going to hit the portal. Who knows what their motivation was, but in the end, he ends up coming back anyway. So Florida Badunga, one of the 5-star freshmen, coming back for his sophomore year to KU. They go out likes of Jaden Dawson of Loyola Chicago as well. And play solid defense, scored double digits for you as well. And then last week as well, they add Trey White from Illinois. Another guy who's going to score double digits for you, shoot the ball okay. Just Bill Self kind of guy. He's going to be willing to do anything. But the Jayhawks, where things were when Florida Badunga hit the portal and it's panic mode there in Lawrence, I think they've rebounded very nicely so far.
Yeah, I would completely agree. I think when Flory entered the portal, everyone was a little shook up. I myself was very confused, did not see that one coming as well. You already said he talked about how he didn't like the season that he had. He would have liked a better season, but of course, coming in with Hunter Dickinson, it's going to be hard as a freshman to really develop that spot for yourself. But I still think he had an incredible first season as a freshman in Kansas against somebody like Hunter Dickinson. You're having to prove yourself against somebody who has proven himself time and time again for this program as well. I just think that he was definitely going to be a big loss for them if he did end up actually transferring out of Kansas. So I think it was definitely panic mode when he said that he was going to enter the transfer portal, and I don't think anybody was really expecting that.
I don't think anyone was expecting it, but then oddly enough, it seemed like everybody on social media was immediately like, "Oh, he's going to come back. Don't worry."
Yeah,
it's reported that they are open to coming back, which
he's just teasing everybody.
You read through the tea leaves. I think you can probably and what the motivation was behind getting to the portal.
Man, wouldn't you have just loved to have been a fly on the wall with those conversations?
Oh my gosh, because we saw the exact same thing happen with Tennessee football this past week. Their starting quarterback goes and says, "I want to race," which in this day and age of college sports is completely fair. Any AD can go to the president and say, "I want to race." Any coach can go to the AD and say, "I want to race."
Why not the players?
In this day and age, players have every right, along with their representation, to go and do that same thing.
Right.
And it seems like without him coming out and saying, "I wanted more money," as other players,
that's what happened.
That is what happened. He wanted that, and he wanted reassurance that he was going to have a bigger role, and he surely will. We saw him have double-doubles. We've seen him. He can go get you 6-8 blocks on a night as well. Florida Badunga, he has as much upside as any center we have ever seen from this early under Bill Self, the likes of the Jeff Woody's, the David McCormick, the the Thomas Robinsons, or Badunga. That guy has such a high ceiling. And then now when you're looking at this roster, building it out, the likes of Trey White, Jaden Dawson also coming in. You have Marco Jackson who's going to come back. Mari McDowell as well. We haven't even talked about Darren Peterson. He's going to be the motor that makes this team go. Number one player in all of high school basketball, upgraded to the number one player by every recruiting site last week. Jayhawk fans going from panic of this is the worst team we've ever seen under Bill Self to when you have the likes of Darren Peterson and Flory Badunga and some returning pieces and experience. Jayhawk fans probably can't count the days to basketball.
Right, exactly. I was going to talk about how Badunga is almost just that spark that KU needs on the court anytime that he does step on the court. But adding this new recruit as well, the number one player in the state of Kansas as a high school player, and it's going to be incredible just to see them kind of bounce off of each other as well. I mean, considering the fact that they're both going to be relatively young when he comes into this program as well, they're both going to be able to kind of build on their experience together, and I feel like that's just going to be a great combination for these Jayhawks.
How much have you watched of Darren?
Not enough. I'll tell you that.
If you go watch, it's ridiculous. You look at him and you're like, this guy looks like Kobe. This guy looks like Andy Edwards. He has that kind of game to him. He plays with fire. He is silky smooth.
Oh my gosh, he's still a teenager. This is crazy.
He's 18 years old. Maybe. I don't know when his birthday is, but I'm assuming he's 18, maybe 19. He finishes at the rim, just silky smooth pull-up jumpers. The dude, he's gonna come here, be the real deal. If you're a KU fan, you want him to stick around. If you can get the NIL money there and say, hey, we'll pay you whatever it takes to keep you here for 3 years. This is the kind of guy that you win championships under.
Yeah, they got the money too now. They can spend some money on somebody and almost build a team around him if they really, truly wanted to. And I think they easily could with a kid like this.
Yeah, and just using that money to keep him here. And so, because you go to the NBA, I don't know off the top of my head what the number one pick is getting. But we see it with JT Toppin at Texas Tech.
Yep.
He's probably going to be drafted bottom half of the first round. That guaranteed money is around $2 million. Texas Tech says, we'll pay you $4 to stay. Okay, sounds good. That's the new way of college sports, especially with these kind of guys that have program changers that can just change a game in an instant. We haven't seen Darren Peterson play a single minute for KU, but every instant purpose tells you that he's going to come in and make that sort of immediate impact for KU. And it's setting up to be a fun year as much as Wichita State and K-State do work in the portal. It's setting up to be a fun year of college hoops.
Yeah, setting up to be. We're getting there. But yeah, exactly. It's going to be fun to see, though. I'm curious to see kind of what they each can do with the recruits that they already have coming in and just kind of how they can build basically a whole new program. I mean, both of these programs have almost a clean slate when it comes into this next year with the new transfers and everybody just entering the portal. I mean, everyone wanting to kind of move around right now in the state of NCAA basketball.
And talk about clean slates with Wichita State and a bit of the same for K-State. They're still going to have good players coming back. David Gasson, a guy who's been in that program for 3 years. Some new blood is coming into that program too. But KU, I mean, it might not seem like it from the outside, but if you pay attention to KU, this is as much of a clean slate as they're going to ever have too. I mean, KJ Adams and DeJuan Harris have been with that program it seems like a decade, especially in the case of DeJuan Harris and Hunter Dickinson, who was such a staple for the last 2 years. So in a sense, if Bill Self wants to remake this offense a little bit, and because you don't have a point guard who's not going to score the ball like DeJuan Harris was for so long,
I've had it.
Bill Self can remake the team in his identity.
Yeah, and we've seen him do this before as well. I mean, he's just one of those coaches that he never gives you that feeling that it's over. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, the Hall of Famer for a reason, and they're going to be a top 10 team. The Jayhawks are once the season starts in just a couple of short months, about 8 months from now. That'll do it for this segment of Sports Daily. We got one more coming at you. We'll be right back after this break.
97.5 and 1240 KFH.
BetMGM is making your next golf tournament winner bets more exciting with Second Chance. What's Second Chance? Ever bet on your favorite golfer to win a tournament only to see them miss the green? Well, with BetMGM's Second Chance promotion, you'll get your stake back in cash if your tournament winner bet finishes in second instead. That's right. Simply bet on any player to win a scheduled golf tournament during a promotional week. If you're right, you win. But if your pick finishes in second instead of first, you get your stake back in cash. Watch your favorite players go for the win all season long and bet knowing you'll get your stake back if they finish second. Log in today and make your picks with confidence with BetMGM. BetMGM.
66 counties, 4 regions, and 1 weather team that you can trust. Find Storm Team 12 every weekday at 5:30 on the KSCW. Whatever the weather and wherever you are, Storm Team 12 is zooming in, going zone by zone to give you a more in-depth look at the forecast and some science behind the storms so you know more. We're focusing on the forecast so you can focus on what's important to you. Storm Team 12 Weather Focus, 5:30 on the KSCW.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea.
With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Is the canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
When you need help, remember, you're not alone. We are here. We are neighbors. We are together. We are Kansas. We are 12 News.
What is GMFB overtime?
It's Peter, Jamie, Kyle, and Akbar breaking down the NFL 5 days a week.
It's okay to be excited.
It's this, that, and a whole lot of It's football for everyone.
Weekdays at 10 a.m. on KSCW.
Are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Make yourself known now.
31001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate.
Brandon Zenner, Rachel Howell, and Max Powers interview for one more segment of Sports Daily here on a Monday. And then don't forget, tomorrow, we know you guys are counting down the hours. Tommy and Jacob will be back with you to talk about everything that happens today. And Royals opening up a series in New York. You hear that game coming up later today. And then just a lot to get into over the next couple of weeks. The NFL draft is right around the corner. Now, We spent much of today talking about the Masters. Tommy is certainly going to share stories of that. Jacob, I'm sure, will share stories of what it was like watching it so early in the morning as he was at his beachfront. I don't know what his situation was, but enjoying some family time out there. So the Sunday Masters experience that Tommy got to go to had us thinking, why not us three dive into what would be our dream sporting events to attend if we were given the opportunity. What better way to do that than a little snake draft, which I love to do. So myself, Rachel, and Max, I explained the rules. I think Rachel has it down. Max, we're going to see if he has it down. But I'm going to have a little bit of I'm going to randomize our names here, and we're going to go around. We're each going to make 3 selections. Sporting you get 1 to 10. Don't have to pick any specific year, no specific game that's happened in the past. Just it can be broad, but specific enough, if that makes sense. So we're gonna just see what we come up with. We'll talk about each pick a little bit too. What makes it so significant? But I mean, coming off of a Sunday at the Masters, you got to imagine that's going to be a high pick for somebody. The Masters final round. So going to randomize our 3 names here, and we will go in the order of. Oh, this is the nightmare scenario. We explained how a draft works. Max is the 3rd pick. I will be the 2nd pick, and that means Rachel, we're picking our dream sporting event to attend, and you get the number 1 overall pick. You are picking.
Oh, this is tough.
In 3 rounds. You have the 1st pick. What is your dream sporting event to attend?
I mean, I think it unfortunately has to be the Masters. We've already talked about that. I didn't want to pick it too high in the draft, but I know somebody was going to pick it before me anyway, so I feel like I have to do it now. I just think it'd be so fun to be a part of that. I don't really care what day it would be. Obviously, Sunday would be the best day to be there, but just have a little drink in my hand, wearing some golf clothes, walking around in that gorgeous Augusta course, and I just think that would be such an incredible environment and so fun for any patron to be a part of.
They're not fans, they are patrons.
Yes, exactly.
Walking around. That's a National Golf Club. Hello, friends. All right, we.
Okay.
So Rachel, with it makes the most sense just that we see the drama that we saw this couple days, and just the history of the event. I mean, the exclusivity is what makes the Masters so great every single year. Rachel goes 1st overall with the Masters, and that puts me on the board of a dream sporting event I would want to attend, and I gotta take the low-hanging fruit of the Super Bowl. It's an event unlike any other. I have been lucky
as a fan, though, correct?
Yeah, you're going as a fan, which would mean the Vikings from the Super Bowl. This is already unrealistic. I'm sorry to all the.
It's okay. I almost said it if the Chargers were going to be there, but that's also very unrealistic.
There's just something about obviously the Super Bowl. It's a whole day. It should be a national holiday. We should get the day after it.
Absolutely.
It's more of a spectacle than any sporting event in the world. The halftime show. Everything that goes into the game, the build up to it. Yeah,
to add to it though, who would be your halftime performer then?
Ooh, who would be my halftime performer? I could go a couple ways.
I know.
Angry, or I could go like that. If it's impossible because of just like where we are in life, but Queen is my favorite band of all time.
Yeah,
so if we could bring back the hologram of Freddie Mercury and do that, that'd be pretty sweet. But as far as like current acts, let's see. That's a great question. I'm going with
there you go.
That'd be a good one. We haven't seen him do it, so I'll go routes.
I think you and I have talked about it. I think the only reason you'd see him is if it was in Dallas. So.
Yeah, it's very possible. There's a lot of Super Bowls.
Yeah. So. There you go.
All right, so Max, we're picking our dream sporting events to attend. The Masters is off the board with the 1st pick. Super Bowl's off the board. You have back-to-back picks.
Oh.
I know Max a little bit. I have a feeling I know where he's going to go with at least one of these picks.
It's not that I care about tennis, but I want to go to Australia. So I'll take the
Australia.
There you go.
I don't want to be on a plane for a month and a half to get there, but
it might be worth it though.
We don't have to factor travel into this. It's on
teleportation, really. Just snap your fingers.
It's on the KFH time. I mean, you're flying private, baby.
I'll scalp the ticket outside.
All right, so you're going to the Australian Open. That's a great one. If I was going tennis, I didn't think that's where it would be, but it is the first major of the year, or the first Grand Slam of the year. That's a good pick. Plus, you get everything about Australia. Australia. Now your second pick. Where are you going next?
Maybe I'll go to the Open, just to see Scotland.
The Open Championship.
See if I can find groundskeeper relatives.
But see that's a good one. There's so much history. Obviously, you're going to where golf was born. You're going around, all around Great Britain and everything. But it is old. The weather always sucks. It's gonna be raining on you. But
and they're playing it in July or something, don't they?
Yeah.
30.
Yeah, they always come around Father's Day. That's I considered it. That's but that weather that makes it tough on me. So, but hey, we respect it.
Wear a kilt.
There you go.
Yeah, the bagpipes going in the background.
Fully immersed.
Love that. All right, so now it is back to me from my second pick. We already have the Masters, Super Bowl, Australian Open, the Open off of the board. I will go. Give me the Olympics.
Which?
Oh, it's summer. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't just sit here and talk to Max about the weather and then we want to go to the Winter Olympics. No, the Summer Olympics. You got the 100-meter dash, which is always electric to see. You have all the pool events. I'm a huge Olympic swimming guy. There is getting to see Michael Phelps's prime would have been unlike anything other. I love gymnastics. Getting to see Simone Biles do all that would be
Gabby Douglas,
so
any of those girls,
cool.
really, yeah.
So yeah, give me. I would take a good. Rachel, asking for clarification. I will take the Summer.
Is that next summer in Los Angeles? Is that the next summer?
Yes. Yes.
I think we have winter coming up next year, and then LA 2028. I believe.
Number 84.
It's and I don't know how they're going to plan to get around.
It's going to be the traffic's already bad. Yeah, exactly. LA is already horrible to drive around.
Imagine with
oh no.
So.
Yeah, that's going to be real tough.
All right, so Rachel, back-to-back picks. Dream sporting events 210.
Okay, I have to go. This one's really tough because I only have 2 more picks and I don't know where to go right now. But I think I'm going to go Final Four, men's basketball. I think that would just be such a great event to be at. I know this last season was a little anticlimactic where we had all ones in the Final Four, but it was still a great Final Four. Yeah, exactly. I just think that would be so fun to be a part of. Obviously, it'd be nice to see my alma mater, Colorado State, in the Final Four as well, but that is also very unpredictable, or not unpredictable, but not possible at this time anyway.
Yeah, that's I've never got to go to a Final Four. Covered March Madness as well, but I mean, just getting to see that drama as good as it is on TV. There's just something about basketball games in person too.
Exactly.
So electric. So I think that's you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah. All right, my final one. I have to say, because I'm a soccer fan and I've played soccer my entire life, I think the FIFA World Cup would be one of the coolest events to go to, and you get to travel, you can see all over the place. So I think it'd be so fun to be a part of that. Obviously, it'd be nice to see the U.S. Do well in that as well too. But yeah, I think that would be such a fun event to be a part of.
Well, for you, the World Cup's coming to the United States.
I know.
Next summer. So I mean, that's going to be
not too much travel.
That's
there.
going to be awesome. There's games up in Kansas City. There's games in Dallas. So very easy to get to. I've already been planning for years with my uncle and my dad.
There you go.
We're going to go to a game in Dallas. We're going to go to a game in Kansas City. That's our plan. Hopefully, USA playing one of them. I imagine they're going to play a game in Dallas, probably Dallas, LA, and New York, I guess. But yeah, World Cup. Cannot wait for that to be here. That is a dream, and we're going to get to live out that dream here soon. So it's back to me for my pick. I already have the Super Bowl. I already have the Summer Olympics, which is why now I'm going to take maybe one of the most dramatic parts you can ever get in sports. I'm going to take specifically Game 7 of a World Series. There's something about the drama of baseball that coming down to the final innings. It's so tense. It's so everything's just so close together with baseball. Fans on top of you. I can't get enough of playoff baseball. So I will take World Series Game 7 as my final pick, which brings us to Max to round it out. And I'm surprised he's not gone a certain way yet. Let's see what Max decides with his last pick.
I'll go to Game 7 of Stanley Cup.
There you go.
I figured that was going to be your very first pick.
Because I saw Yvonne Conway hoist the thing in 77 against the Bruins. It was awesome.
I was waiting. I know you're a hockey guy. I thought Stanley Cup is where you're going to go off the rip. So.
Best playoffs of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Non-stop action.
Yeah, and you get traditional overtime rules.
Yeah.
We've seen some of these games go triple, quadruple overtime.
Love that.
That is just so dramatic.
Who doesn't love some free hockey?
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good pick. You have still some that are left out there that we didn't even touch on. Wimbledon, I think would have been a great choice for anybody, especially as a tennis fan.
Mm-hmm.
The Kentucky Derby is so
I
cool.
almost said that one as well. I think that would have been my fourth if we were to keep going there.
Yeah, so you have both of those. You have the Winter Olympics as well. Daytona 500, I guess if that's yours. If that's college football.
College football, yep, exactly. That would be fun.
Yeah, there's a.
Or you could just go super specific with college football in like a Army Navy game. Yeah.
Navy
game. UNC Duke basketball. UNC Duke basketball.
Game Michigan and Ohio State.
Yeah, exactly.
I think you couldn't go wrong with either of these matches. The Australian Open. I think you couldn't go wrong with either of these matches. Rachel gets the Masters Final Four World Cup. I get Super Bowl. Summer Olympics. World Cup. I get the World Series as well. The World Series as well. It was awesome to see everything unfold with the Masters Open. It was awesome to see everything unfold. World Series. Royals might not look like World Series. Royals might not look like World Series. They have still a lot to go for this year. Have still a lot to go for this year. Do it. They're going to go to Seth Legal on their series in New York, but they have the pieces, especially in the conversation.
Yeah, and they've already shown and it was interesting to hear Vinny talk about it after the opening day that they are a comeback team, and they have shown spurts of that throughout this so far already. It's just whether or not they can hold on to that and keep leads and offensively, you've already talked about how they have been struggling this year, so they definitely need to up the ante there as well.
Pitching, it's been there in just about every single game this year. They've had a couple of innings by guys that aren't going to necessarily have high leverage, Sam Long, Chris Strattons. As the year goes on, it's going to be rolling a lot on Hunter Harvey, a lot on anyone. Carlos Estevez, and if those pitchers, the starting pitchers, 5-6 innings, I think I feel like they're in a really good spot. They just need the likes of Vinny, Salvi, and probably just one other bat around and give Bobby some help. And then I think the offense would be in a good spot summertime, probably.
We have a long season ahead of us still.
Yeah, gosh, they played 16 games. So the math tells me 146 more.
Yep.
I believe that's right. Again, Royals opening up their series in New York this evening. Rachel, thanks for joining me today. It's fun, Max, producing, and we'll be right back here on K-State Radio. It's Sports Daily on Monday.